Welcome, Angry Faithful, to Nerd Sports episode 154. Today, we're going to talk about Psycho Ball. This is funny.
You literally just said Psycho Ball.
Yeah, it's cycle.
No, you said Psycho.
It's Psycho.
Back me up here, Johnny. He said Psycho.
You did Psycho. You know, like yes, mother.
Basically, what it is, it's soccer with
Rocket League with more steps.
I
There's-
actually would
there's-
rather see
What
Psycho.
is it? There's
The actual.
there's a word. What is it? It's
Bird. The bird's a word. Bird. The bird is a word.
No. The fact that I
what?
The fact that you were aroused by that?
Yeah, a little bit.
Everybody do the monkey. Okay. Obviously there was some big baseball news over the weekend.
Really?
But
Was there?
before
Apparently something happened.
yes, apparently something did happen. However, there are currently some big league games going on right now. They're not, the only two teams that have started their regular season. A little busy now. I'll try to tune in shortly.
That sounded like an excuse. Was that an excuse?
Probably was.
It's one of those
What's the maximum effective range of an excuse?
0 meters. 0 meters.
0 meters.
That's for area and point target.
Mm-hmm.
Anyways,
Here's what it is. Here's what it is. Here's the little busy right now. Here's exactly what she's doing play by play, right? She's stuck in the bathroom. And she had normally would have us in her earbuds, right? But she's in the bathroom because she somehow developed lactose intolerance and she had a ton of cheese. And so she's in there and she sounds like the brass section from the London Symphony, right?
You remember that one scene in Dumb and Dumber after he had the colon cleanse?
Yes. Or the end of Van Wilder.
That's yes. In the
he's on that can
right
like
now.
I'm bleeding. Oh,
afterwards, get in the corner and cry yourself to sleep.
Just make sure you light a match.
Yeah.
Yes.
Get ready for the second
day right around the corner.
Mm-mm.
Now, I'm not talking about the early opening day for Los Angeles and San Diego when they went to go play in Seoul, South Korea.
No.
I'm talking about here in the motherland, the land of creation. I'm talking about opening day in the good old US of A, where I firmly believe that it should be an actual national holiday. Banks should be closed. Schools should be out. Ballparks need to be pilgrimized. They need to be, what's the word I'm looking for here? They need to be, there needs to be pilgrimages to ballparks all across this great country.
I'll buy that.
Sacred ground.
Tis.
Except unlike Mecca, we allow everyone in the ballpark. It doesn't matter what you decide that wear on your head or not wear on your head, whether you choose to cover your face or not. As long as it's not an ineffective N95 mask, hey, we're good with that. But there's something to be said for starting the season brand spanking new. There will not be a single weekend for the next 7 months without baseball in it.
Just warms the heart, even thinking about it.
I got to experience live baseball a couple of weeks ago when I went to see the Savannah Bananas. And through all of the fanfare, through all the singing, through all the dancing, through all the backflips and mid backflip pop fly catches, at the heart of it was the game of baseball. Albeit the rules were a little bit tweaked. That's fine. You still heard the crack of a bat. Still got to see Roger Clemens get taken yard on the first pitch. But everybody on opening day starts with a 0-0 record. Everybody's hit lines start at 0. Nobody's batting 1,000. Nobody is coming out early as the front runner for the Triple Crown. Nobody's coming out, and with the exception of Yankees fans going, this is the year that we're going to break the hump. We're going to get over the hump. We're going to get our 28th ring. Nobody cares. On opening day, everybody, with the exception of the Oakland A's, have a chance to walk away a winner. It is a time that is long been revered by old, young, and everybody in between. It is my favorite day of the year. It's not Christmas. It's not Thanksgiving. It's not even my birthday. But it's opening day. It just seems like it's the one day where everything quiets down. The proverbial mute button on the remote for planet Earth has been pushed. And the only thing that anybody really focuses on is the fact that on opening day, the games count. The at-bats count. Every pitch matters. I say bring it on. I am all for the 162 game schedule. It's a grind, and I am here for it. So, ladies and gentlemen, boys, girls, angry faithful of all ages, welcome to baseball season 2024. Let's hope that the Fanatics uniforms that Nike supplied the Major League Baseball teams holds up over the course of the next 7 months. And we pray that people like Rob Manfred don't further muck up the waters of this beloved pastime. And we pray that this is the year. That this is the year. That amongst all the controversy that has seemingly sprung up over the weekend, parts the clouds and imparts wisdom upon those that have a say-so in the matter. And we finally get to see Charlie Hustle himself, Pete Rose, reinstated and made eligible for the Hall of Fame.
Controversy? What controversy could that be?
I know, and that was a beautiful segue, wasn't it?
That was great.
Yeah.
I love that.
Normally, I have a monologue prepared every year.
I also, is it too early to wish for a season-ending injury to Angel Hernandez? Is it too early for that?
Here's what I want. I want him calling a game where Aroldis Chapman's brought in.
Oh God, yes.
And Aroldis Chapman throws 105 mile an hour fastball high that crosses up his catcher, skips off that poor dude's head, and nails Angel Hernandez right in the voice box. That would be amazing.
Oh, yes.
You know, that way everybody in the baseball universe becomes privy to the fact that your esophagus and windpipe are made out of cartilage.
I really think that would be an event that would bring together the entire baseball world. We would find unity at last.
Oh, yes. At last, dogs, cats would get together and they would have harmonious symphonies. Well, I'm not going to go that far. I was going to say Yankees and Red Sox fans and arm in arm, but we're not going to.
Well,
it's not test the waters there.
There would be
I don't want to anger God.
blaspheme.
You know, I mean,
No blaspheming here.
you know what was great is that over the weekend, Trevor Bauer and the Mexican team that's playing. They're playing. The Mexican team is playing the Yankees right now, and they're losing 3-0. But yesterday, Trevor Bauer pitched against the Yankees for 3 innings, 1 hit, 3 Ks, no earned runs.
Wow.
Yeah. Yeah. We need
We'll see if it stays.
we need Trevor Bauer in Major League Baseball again.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
I still got this. Okay, so when Joe Kelly got suspended by baseball for like 15 games because he taunted the Astros in 2018.
Yeah.
Trevor Bauer did this like little fundraiser thing where the proceeds from the sale of a T-shirt that he was selling went to pay Joe Kelly's fine.
Really?
Yeah. And the shirt sold
amazing.
out. I bought one of these shirts. It's hanging in my closet, and I forgot to put it on this evening. But it's Dodger blue, and it's got a goat that looks like Joe Kelly going like that, and it says "Deal with it" on the shirt on the front of the shirt.
Yes.
Because Joe Kelly struck out. I think it was Alex Bregman, or no, it was Carlos Correa. He struck out Carlos Correa, and as he's walking off, he's doing that little McGregor strut.
Yeah.
And he made this little.
It was the
you
mildest thing I have ever seen anybody in the major league anything do in 15 games.
I'm always going to have a soft spot in my heart for Joe Kelly because he founded the Joe Kelly Fight Club when he was with the Red Sox. he hit Justin, what was his name? Justin Riley, I think it was. And so, he plunked him. And then Joe Kelly just dropped his glove and does this little thing. Come on. And he threw this kid to the ground, and he is just going to town with his pitching hand. I'm like, damn. So, and I mean, it was such a polarizing moment that unified Red Sox nation and just kind of reignited that old school rivalry that the back when the AAA team for Boston was still in Pawtucket, right? The Paw Sox. Reese McGuire doubles in the top of the third, and the Rangers and Red Sox are now tied at 1 apiece. So you're welcome.
Indeed, I have it up right now.
But they had this promotion. It was like a couple of weeks afterwards, where anybody named Justin was not allowed to attend the game. And anybody wearing Joe Kelly's jersey or had their first name was Joe got in for free.
That's amazing.
Dude, it was so good.
That is so amazing.
So good. I mean, like, I just want to get a still photo from that scene and have it printed on a shiny lithograph, and I just want to go. I want to have Joe Kelly sign that because that damn thing.
Can you imagine
the look? Would go right here on the wall. I would.
Can you imagine the look on his face if you came up to him with that to sign, dude? Yeah. You would make his day. Absolutely.
Well, I mean, and when he got suspended, there was a street artist in Los Angeles that, immortalized him, spray painted a mural of Joe Kelly up on the side of a building in downtown Los Angeles or like somewhere. I think it was like South LA or something like that. And Joe Kelly went to go see it during his suspension. And he had this picture of, he's like this in front of it. He's like, and it was the greatest thing, dude. I'm like,
absolutely.
Yes. I mean, Joe Kelly he's famous for quoting the phrase, I'm not much of a pitcher. I don't know where the hell that thing's going to go once it leaves my hand.
Yeah.
Right. Because like during the pandemic, before they restarted baseball and they had that little abbreviated season that the Dodgers claimed that they won.
Asterisk of all asterisk.
Yeah. he
Can't call it a win if
did
it's
this
not
video. Like, he was on YouTube and he put out this video. He was throwing into a pitching net right in front of his house.
Yeah.
Well, he throws it and it goes through the net. Like, it finds the biggest hole in the net, right? And it goes through that hole.
Made one.
And he shatters a window in his living room.
Oh, jeez.
And you hear his wife going, Joe, what was that?
My bad.
I love Joe Kelly. It's so good.
It'd be really funny. It was really funny if he just dropped his glove and just ran off like scared the kids. Just like
he dropped his glove and he ran for the house. He ran to the house. So I mean, he's like, oops, he drops his glove and takes off running. But
for his safety, that was the only real movie.
Yeah, I mean, you know, yeah. You know, and now that Joe Kelly, he's back with Los Angeles. It was funny, and I'm gonna segue this. I'm gonna use this as my segue here, but part of enticing Shohei Ohtani to come to Los Angeles and sign as a Dodger, Joe Kelly gave Shohei Ohtani his number 17. Right. And in return, Shohei Ohtani sent Joe Kelly's wife a brand new SUV.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. So, you know, but I said I was going to use that as a segue. Oh, get ready for it. There has been controversy. There's not a straight story coming out of it, which is why I think Shohei Ohtani ultimately, there's two camps here. Either he's going to get off with a slap on the wrist and they're going to be like, shame on you, don't do it again, because he's Shohei Ohtani. Or Robert Manfred is going to try to save face with the rest of baseball and suspend Shohei Ohtani. Now, like, what's going on? Well, David, don't you dare.
I was just gonna say, what did he do? Like, fly around with a flag up his ass or some shit, or what?
What is it with you and assholes? Everything has to be, it's either things going into or out of your ass.
I don't know. I think that's
you worry me.
Yeah. You know, I mean, that's all I'm hearing.
Brian, spit on me.
That's all I hear. That's all I hear.
Oh man.
Honestly,
Okay.
I think that's the most degradation thing possible.
Can I do my bit? Can I do my segment? Can I talk about the news, David? Can I do that?
No,
I'll allow it this once.
Really? Oh, you're going to allow it? Really? You're going to allow it, David? Are you really? Please
Shut up, Meg.
Okay, so Shohei Ohtani has had an interpreter for a very long time since he's been in the majors. I'm going to try to pronounce his name. Ipai Mizuhara. Okay. Now, Dodgers are, I don't know what their stance is. I think they're kind of standing behind Shohei. I mean, obviously they're on the hook here. But Shohei himself says, I never bet on sports. And now Shohei has is saying that his longtime interpreter, his best friend, has been stealing money from my account and has told lies. He's throwing this dude under the bus. Right? But, he said he was saddened and shocked by recent gambling revelations by his one-time trusted interpreter and confidant, Ipai Mizuhara, and denied making illegal bets on sports or ever paying money to an illegal bookmaker. Quote, I never bet on baseball or any other sport, Ohtani said Monday afternoon when he addressed the scandal for the first time. Speaking for 10 minutes and flanked by a new interpreter, Will Ireton, Ireton. Can we go from somebody who actually speaks Japanese to the whitest man possible?
he's that's like,
Ohtani, go ahead.
good. I was gonna say that's like shutting the barn door after the horse is already out, but
Yeah. Ohtani confirmed the timeline of events that has been established by his representatives. Now, he said that he did not learn about Mizuhara's gambling addiction until a clubhouse meeting after a game in Korea last Wednesday. I'm beyond shocked, said Ohtani, who did not field questions from after making his extended statement. It's, quote, hard to verbalize how I'm feeling at this point. There was a point late in the press conference when Ohtani was taking several deep breaths, pausing between his words and clearly gathering himself for what was an emotionally charged part of the statement. This was the English translation that followed. Quote, to summarize how I'm feeling right now, I'm just beyond shocked. It's really hard to verbalize how I'm feeling at this point. There's all kinds of reports. I mean, you know how when a large story breaks, you're going to have those conflicting reports coming out. Nobody's going to have the right answer, and it's all going to look like it's just going to be a large hodgepodge of misinformation, right?
Right.
But what we're looking at is there's some reports where Ohtani was seen writing checks to Mizuhara in the dugout. To how do you not know somebody's been stealing millions out of your account?
Yeah,
I find that very, very hard to believe, because here's the thing: when money of that magnitude is just flying out of your account, I mean, obviously, either A, Ohtani's got a really bad spending problem, or B, he was complicit.
There's no question.
You can't.
Why does an interpreter have access to your bank account? First of all,
that would be my first question. Yes, on that one.
Well, and like I said, they
messenger also.
He's been his interpreter since he started in Major League Baseball.
Okay, but again, unless he's like interpreter / assistant / all these other things to him, then okay.
Yeah, well, I mean, supposedly they're best friends, right?
Okay. Yeah. You guys have access to my bank accounts, and we're all best friends. So,
and that may be a Japanese culture thing. I have no idea. But here's my take on it, though. Whether or not Ohtani's guilty, we don't know. We may not know until the end of the season. Okay, we may not. If Ohtani is guilty and he is proven to be a liar, and be a liar, and B, have actually placed money on bets or had Mizuhara do it for him as a proxy. If Manfred, if the commissioner of baseball wanted to leave a lasting legacy, this needs to be his moment. And by that, what I mean is that hand out the appropriate punishment. Now Ohtani will never, ever, ever, ever be able to go back to Japan if it's proven that he's guilty.
No.
All honor is lost. And the fact that he was willing to throw his best friend and interpreter under the bus to have him become the fall guy. No. Do I want this to be true? No. Because I think Ohtani's good for the game. But there is not a single human being on the face of this planet that is bigger than the game of baseball.
No.
Every individual on this planet who has ever played or will ever play this game is ever going to be so big that the game cannot survive without them.
Right.
Okay. We moved on after Ted Williams retired. We moved on after Pedro Martinez retired. We moved on after Oral Hershiser, Greg Maddux, Smoltz, Chipper Jones. I mean, the number of Hall of Famers, potential Hall of Famers that have come, gone, retired, been enshrined in Cooperstown, will be enshrined in Cooperstown, played the game to an extent that allowed them to make money for their families. They've used up their bodies and they've moved on to other ventures and have since left this mortal coil. The game has always been there. I know that I get on my soapbox a lot and I talk about how if I had the chance to be commissioner for a day, and the first thing that I would do would be to reinstate Pete Rose. But Pete Rose is not bigger than the game of baseball.
No.
Okay. David Ortiz, Derek Jeter. I know I'm speaking sacrilege to a lot of the Yankee fans out there. Your beloved pinstripe players, Mickey Mantle, Babe Ruth, Pee Wee Reese, Yogi Berra, none of them were bigger than the game.
The game has survived all of them.
Yeah. Okay. You think about from the time that Spalding first was adopted as the official ball of Major League Baseball, when it was just the National League back in, I think, like 1897. It's never been. It's never been about just one person. It's been about the game itself. The game of baseball itself is an organic being. And it will survive without Shohei Ohtani. It will survive. It survived after people like Ichiro Suzuki. It'll survive after people like Ken Griffey Jr. I mean, if the game can come back from the Black Sox of 1909, was it 1909 or 19? What was it? 1909. Anyway, the gambling White Sox, right? The where they were paid to throw the World Series. I think it was 1909. Red Sox Nelly 2-1. Thank you, Tyler O'Neill. I have to stop doing the play-by-play because we're gonna get slapped with that cease and desist. No play-by-play or accounts of this game without written express.
It's a score update. They do that on the radio all the time.
Yeah, they do, but they also have permission. We don't.
It's a gray area.
Yeah, I'm willing to go with it. Anyway, if the game can survive work stoppages, if it can survive the steroid era, if it can survive COVID,
right,
the game will survive without Shohei Ohtani. Okay,
now,
the game will survive once Mike Trout finally decides to hang up his career.
We'll just go with one thought. One, look at Dan Cook. And this is just, being devil advocate from what you said. You don't know what's happening. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Look at Dan Cook. How much money did his brother steal from him and is in jail still because Dan Cook didn't know how much his brother was stealing? It's possible. That is
not
the level
possible.
of ignorance. Okay, with Dane Cook, though,
his brother was embezzling most of the funds that he was getting.
Right.
He was for a long time.
But his brother probably held a position of like personal accountant or financier or something along those lines. He had direct access to those accounts.
Yeah.
Okay. I find it very, very, very hard to believe that Mizuhara had that level of access to his account to where he could siphon up 500,000 here, 250,000 here, 10,000 here, or $1 million here without it sending up any kind of red flags.
Yeah, I'm not saying it's impossible. I just find it
and if it was
very improbable.
And if he had that kind of access, I'm willing to bet that the corruption goes a lot higher.
Right.
Okay. I'm not out saying that Shohei Ohtani had anything to do with this. Okay. Like I said, I would love for him to be innocent in all this.
Yeah.
But
like you said, if
he's going to have an accountant, a CPA, or a financial manager. Is this financial manager cutting backroom deals and writing checks, on who else's accounts?
Right.
How far does this go? And so I'm just kind of like,
there's definitely some more questions to be had.
Yeah,
but
I mean,
my thing on this is
Shohei Ohtani, if he's going to get out in front of this and if he's going to come out smelling anything like rose flavored sake at all right, see what I did there?
I like what you did.
Yeah.
All right, if he's going to come out I mean, at the very least, he's going to come out of the backside of this with his golden halo just the tiniest bit tarnished. Okay. Because I find it very hard to believe. I mean, I'm not a betting man, but I'd be willing to put money on those odds that he probably had knowledge of this.
I'm pretty certain of it. But my thing is like it better be ironclad. If they have evidence on it, it better be black and white.
No, yeah, absolutely. They need to do their due diligence on it. Yeah.
Now, if he is proven and it's black and white, he did it. Anything less than an outright ban to match Pete Rose is an absolute travesty.
Yeah.
If they do anything less than a ban, they need to reinstate Pete Rose that day.
Yeah, and I read somewhere, I think it was on Twitter, somebody was like, and this morning Pete Rose is officially filing to appeal his suspension from Major League Baseball. I saw that and I'm like, I know that that's probably sarcasm or satire, but please let that be just remotely true.
I think it was not the B that was talking about that, but it's probably satire. But I'm sure that conversation is being had.
Yeah. So, I mean, do the due diligence here. I mean, I want a very thorough, unjaded third party investigating this. Right. I want somebody, almost, what do they call them? A special counsel. I want a special counsel assigned to this case. I don't want anybody from the Dodgers investigating this. I don't want somebody that Major League Baseball hired who, has some kind of like shell corporation off somewhere like a Cayman account that's benefiting, that would benefit because Major League Baseball stock continues to rise because Ohtani's playing. Right. I want somebody who has zero vested interest in either one of those people. Either one of those things.
Like a forensic accountant that doesn't even watch baseball.
Yeah. Somebody who's like a diehard Packers fan or something. I don't know.
Somebody that I preferably would, it's not a sports fan at all and is only going to look at the numbers. That's right.
So, kind of moving on from there, dated yesterday, there was an update with, not necessarily an update, but the Colin Montgomery saga continues. He has long-term offers from multiple teams. Just a few days remaining until opening day. Montgomery, and we're talking about Colin Montgomery, the stud pitcher from last postseason's Ranger staff. His market has finally hit and is getting competitive, according to MLB Network Radio's Jim Bowden. Source tells Bowden that Montgomery has a long-term contract offer from two teams. Bowden adds that a signing is probably going to happen this week, although the identity of the clubs that made the offers and the number of teams currently in the bidding for Montgomery are unknown. Now, Bowden writes that the Yankees and Red Sox are still involved to some degree. He also mentions the Orioles and the Diamondbacks as teams to watch. Ooh, wouldn't that be a turn of events? Right? Montgomery beats the D-backs in the World Series and then goes plays for him. Montgomery had a playoff standout World Series winner with the Rangers last season, has thrown at least 180 innings postseason, including in each of the past 2 years, with many teams experiencing injuries to their starting rotation. Now, the 31-year-old left-hander's reliability may be especially coveted right now. Quote, he's not necessarily going to get the short-term deal like we thought that Blake Snell and Cody Bellinger got, said Jim Bowden. So, yeah, I mean, it's... somebody was out there even talking about, because back on the 20th when Blake Snell did not on the 20th, it was last week, as a matter of fact, because the story broke while we were on the air. Blake Snell signed that deal, that 2-year, $62 million deal with the Giants.
Yeah.
Somebody put it out there. John Heyman from MLB Network Insider. In an article he wrote for the New York Post, he said that, this might mean that Montgomery goes to the Yankees. And it's like, no, that doesn't mean anything, like at all. I mean, because if Colin Montgomery wanted to go play for the Yankees, he would have signed with them already.
Right.
Because bear in mind, I mean, I know that baseball at the end of the day for players, it's a business. But what we're looking at here is that why go back to the team that traded you away at the deadline?
Yeah.
So they obviously didn't want you enough to keep you, to protect you from the trade block. But yet now all of a sudden, and I think the reason why that came up was because Garrett Cole has got that elbow injury.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So, like, we need somebody to fill his spot. No, how about you just promote from within the organization, bring some kid up that would otherwise normally not get that opportunity, let him experience the opening day festivities, pomp and circumstance, get him his spot in the rotation, 2-3 starts maybe, and, reevaluate Garrett Cole from there. And then, if it's going to be longer term, then you start making moves for some of the unsigned free agents. But and this is not me talking as a Red Sox fan, this is me trying to, what's the word I'm looking for here? Harness my inner Colin Montgomery going, I'm done with you guys.
Right.
That's
no for an answer.
Yeah. I mean, and on top of that, Colin Montgomery, he was rocking a pretty decent beard over the offseason, right? I mean, I think I can speak safely for all of us. If I'm going to grow that, if I'm going to cultivate that mane and just make sure that it's nice and sculpted, and go through the trouble of moisturizing and go through the trouble of oiling that thing and brushing it out and conditioning it.
Right.
I'm not going to sit there and sign a contract to go play with some archaic grooming rules because the Yankees think that it makes a better ball player. Well, you're their professional. So what?
You can be professional.
Making your players shave and cut their hair has not won you a World Series since 2009.
Right. Like that should tell you something.
And even then, you had Alex Rodriguez on your roster. How much of that was needle induced? But
right.
All that aside,
I just keep on thinking about that one episode of Simpsons when Mr. Burns got all the professional baseball players to play on this team, and he kept on saying to that one teammate, I forget who it was. He's like, "You have a hippie haircut. You need to shave or cut your hair." And he pretty much shaved a line across his head.
Yeah. So I saw a video today, and we'll transition from baseball here in just a second. But I think that Bryan Cranston, he did a 30-second hype video this morning.
It's actually playing right now on Prime.
Yeah, no, well, here we go.
In Major League Baseball, you could dream with no limits. You could become your hero.
Oh, he's done it again.
Steal the show. Or even start a new club.
The 40-70 season.
You could meet the moment and exceed the hype. You can write a new chapter of history and let your city dream again. This season, anything can happen.
Yeah. I'm like, okay.
That's great.
Yeah, I'm just like, man, come on. But there was an article out today. It went over every single team's projected opening day lineup and rotation. And I was like, I started reading into it. I was like, oh boy. Wow. So I mean, it's going to be a fun season to watch for sure. Man, I'm beside myself. Like tonight, I had actually kind of contemplated trying to get tickets for the Houston Sugarland Space Cowboys exhibition game tonight.
Yeah.
Yeah, but then I was like, no, I got to do my show. So, and don't get me wrong, I probably would have still live streamed from the game, just brought my AirPods, but
my sports
sport, right? Coming to you live, but
I mean,
Yeah. Let me see here. I was looking to see if there was any notable NFL news. I am not going over the draft, David. Don't even bring it up.
I'm still,
yeah.
I'm still on the fence with that freaking.
The NFL. This is noteworthy. The NFL owners voted today unanimously to ban the hip drop tackle. David's lost. Like, what's a hip drop tackle? So when the defender is intersecting with that offensive player, instead of wrapping up with their arms and using momentum and angle of attack to bring a player down, what they do is they kind of throw their legs up and they just kind of wrap themselves around the offensive player's hip and use gravity and just kind of pull them down by the hip. And what that does is it's bad, because what it is, over time that would fucking
Article
18. It's officially, the official rule is as follows. Article 18, hip drop tackle. It is a foul if a player uses the following technique to bring a runner to the ground. A, grabs the runner with both hands or wraps the runner with both arms, and B, unweights himself by swiveling and dropping his hips and or lower body, landing on and trapping the runner's legs at or below the knee. The penalty for a hip drop tackle is a loss of 15 yards and an automatic first down.
Loss of 15 yards?
It's a 15-yard penalty.
Yeah.
It's a personal foul.
Yeah. Did you see? I believe it was JJ Watt. What his answer was?
I think he was kind of like in favor of it, wasn't he?
I don't remember if it was. I think it was JJ Watt. He tweeted out. He says he may as well just give us the belt with the flags on it right now.
Well, okay, so here's where I'm going to, split from JJ Watt here. Banning the hip drop, I think, is beneficial, because you're going to blow out dudes' knees. You're going to break legs. You're going to tear hip ligaments. I mean, you're going to end a guy's career with a single tackle.
And you're right, Chris. JJ Watts did. Just fast forward to the belts with flags on them.
There you go. That's what he said.
All right. So be that as it may. All right.
Good.
If he wants to feel that way, absolutely, he's entitled. He played the game. But as a spectator of the sport, as a pure spectator, I'm not interested in seeing people get hauled off on stretchers. I'm not. Yeah. I'm really not.
Yeah.
I mean, to kind of, I don't know, I guess for lack of a better term, play devil's advocate. Let's just say JJ Watt has a son, and that son grows up to play football, and somebody decides that they want to use the hip drop tackle on his kid in college ball, or in the pros, and JJ Watt's kid now is paralyzed or can no longer play the game that he and his dad love because somebody used a hip drop tackle. I mean, I understand where JJ Watt's coming from, because the defense has a lot of restrictions placed on them. You can't, you can't hit a passer after so many seconds. I mean, there's just so much that a defender cannot do without getting flagged.
Right.
And I think that they need to clean that up. But the banning of the elimination of the hip drop, it doesn't get used very often. But when it does get used, it's very, very, very injurious. That's a word, injurious to the runner. I mean, the runner at that point is completely defenseless.
Yeah.
And I mean, the article says here, I've heard defenders say before, and I hear them, hey, you're putting me in a really tough spot. You're saying I can't hit here, and what do I do? my response has always been, quote, well, you can't do that. That's just because the guy you're hitting is defenseless and has no way to protect himself. So we've got to protect him. You've got to come up with other ways, and you know that. And you know what they do. Yes, we outlawed the hip drop, but what you may think are the drag from behind where he falls on the, that's still a tackle. I mean, you can still grab a guy and drag him down. You just can't swivel, and you can't land on his legs. Okay.
This is from Jeff Miller. From what he's saying, the hip drop tackle was used 230 times last season, and the result of 15 players missing time with injuries. That's the whole reason why.
And that is the reason why. Okay. And the NFL has got this huge disadvantage here because per capita, there was a study, it was back in, I want to say it was in 2015, 2014, something like that. NFL players that went on to retire because of injury, just NFL players in general, because of the fact that their bodies experience what amounts to is several car wrecks over the course of over the course of a game every single week. We're 50% more likely to become addicted to opiates.
Well, yeah,
during in retirement. And the NFL's come out with all these great safety innovations. They've got the concussion protocol. They've got the newer helmets. The helmets are constantly being redesigned every year. The pads, yes, they're being made lighter, but they're also being made stronger. And the padding itself, I think, is being researched where the padding is, able to withstand more punishment. Putting rules in stipulations on how and where to tackle a man. Like the horse collar tackle used to be legal. Now, horse collar, David, is where the defender runs up from behind the offensive player, grabs them by the back of their pads on the collar, back collar, and just pulls straight down, effectively pulling the shirt up to where it chokes the offensive runner.
Yeah.
When face masks became a thing, face masks used to be legal for a little bit there. Then you started seeing guys breaking necks, so with every innovation of safety, there has to be rules that accompany it to maximize its effectiveness. And, so it's again, it's one of those things where you're finding yourself in a catch-22 because you're making the game safer by giving us better equipment, but the players that are playing today run faster and hit harder,
right,
than the players did 20 years ago.
Well, take a look like this. Take a look like this, though. Has anybody seen that? They were trying to figure out who does more damage to a door, a SWAT team with a Ram or an NFL player? Because
at that point you're talking about you're talking about simple physics at that point because you're spreading the damage over a wider area with a player's body rather than a Ram that's utilized by a lot of SWAT teams focused on a single point.
The whole pounds per pressure was 800 with the Ram, and the football player was like 1,000.
Right, because the football player is running at full steam.
Yeah.
Okay. Where with the Ram, it's all about leverage and mechanical advantage, right? So yeah, of course, an NFL player is gonna, they're gonna do more damage, but there's always going to be it's like the situation with radar detectors in law enforcement. Okay, every time that the law detector, the law enforcement comes out with a new radar detector companies come out with a better radar detector that detects more things,
right?
And it's more or less, for lack of a better term, it's an escalation of violence. You bring a bat, I'm going to bring a knife. You bring a knife, I'm going to bring a gun. The lighter these pads get, the more streamlined and aerodynamic these helmets get, the faster that these athletes are going to become. And you're putting all of that momentum behind it. Momentum cannot be destroyed. You cannot create, you cannot destroy momentum. You cannot destroy energy, okay? Because when a player is at rest, that is potential energy. When a player is at full throttle, that is kinetic energy. That energy gets distributed and transferred to the next object. Okay? When you've got somebody who weighs, 240 pounds running downhill at you full speed, and they drop a shoulder on you, and you're a safety or a cornerback trying to bring down a 240 pound or 220 pound running back, and you weigh maybe $160, $180 soaking wet, you're going to lose that battle. Head up, straight, head to head, you're going to lose that battle. That's why tackling techniques are taught at the lowest level of the game. Okay? Tackling techniques should be getting taught properly at peewee levels, boys and girls club levels, reinforced when you start getting into things like junior high and high school. Definitely need to be reinforced at the college level, and especially reinforced and run into the ground at the professional level. Okay? Because at the professional level, the professional game, I know, is not too much far removed from the college game, but it is faster. It's a completely different animal than the college ball. Okay. I mean, any like you hear it all the time with these rookie quarterbacks. I mean, they're always being told, hey, you're a great college quarterback, but the NFL is a different animal because it's faster. Yep. And it usually takes an NFL quarterback a year or two to adjust to the speed of the game. Right.
Yep.
There's a reason for that. Okay. Ray Lewis taught back in the day, whenever I cannot remember his name. He was a running back for Ohio State. Okay. He tried to come out and declare early for the draft. But he was only a sophomore. He sued the NFL. They let him. They ended up winning that lawsuit. And I think the guy's in jail now because he, once he got bounced out of football, he started committing larceny, theft, and stuff. Anyway, Ray Lewis was like, "Yeah, go ahead, let him. I'm going to introduce that little boy to the NFL."
Yep.
And Ray Lewis did. Preseason game, cleaned his ass out, dude. I mean, completely knocked that dude into the dirt. I mean, decleated is the term. Okay.
Yeah.
I mean, and hits like that, well, they are great to see, and it just causes everybody in the stadium to give a visible, an audible, The offensive player that receives that hit, 9 times out of 10, defenseless. They are defenseless. They don't see it coming. And even if they do, they're in a position like if they're a wide receiver and they're stretched out over the middle because they're trying to reach for a ball that was overthrown just a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
Their ribs are exposed. You got that middle linebacker or you got that free safety bearing down on you because they were playing zone defense. They're going to break you in half. They're going to bury you on the 50-yard line. When people like, Joe Theismann, broke his leg, I'm like, it's 3-1. Sorry, Chris.
It is. I got it up.
I'm not going to get very many of those opportunities this year. I just have a feeling. So let me.
I'm going to let you cook while you can.
Yeah, you let me cook while I can. But it's but with this hip drop tackle, I mean, this is the only tackle where the player is lifting themselves in the air and then falling on the legs.
Right.
Yeah.
I mean, that's counterproductive to anything sportsmanlike. I mean, if you square up and you bury your shoulder in a dude's chest and then plant him the opposite direction because you were able to bring a greater net force than they were to the meeting and you drove them backwards, great.
Those are more satisfying.
Yeah, those are more satisfying.
Those tackles,
a guy wrap up and then lift himself up off the ground and drop on the back of a guy's legs.
Yeah,
dude, that's Bush
Yep.
League. That's Bush League, 100%.
Yeah.
I mean, I
it's not
I agree.
fun.
I agree with a ruling that the NFL owners made. 100%.
Yeah, it's always better.
Yes, I mean,
I
the
always
article,
do it more with a form tackle.
yes, I mean, the article says expect more fines than flags in the first season of the ban as the league works with coaches on techniques that will make the game safer. Let me see here. The NFL approved 2 other rule changes. It amended Rule 15, Section 1, Article 1, changing the challenge rule, whereas previously coaches needed to get each of their first 2 challenges correct to get a third. They simply must get one correct to get another shot at dropping the red flag now. So you can go 50%. You can go 1-1 and still get a third.
I don't know how I feel about that.
Well, while the challenge does slow the game down, I think that it's necessary because we've seen how bad officiating can get. We're looking at you, Angel Hernandez.
I mean, yeah, there's been some stinkers with the
exactly
as well.
Number 2, they amended Rule 14, Section 5, Article 2. They changing the enforcement of a major foul by the offense prior to the change of possession in a situation where both teams have committed fouls.
It's a 4-1 off a wild pitch.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Hey, look at it this way. This game still doesn't count.
No, actually, he's only got 8 pitches in too. So
yeah. So I mean,
but I'll tell you what though,
that's on the bullpen catcher, right? Well, not the bullpen catcher. That's on the bullpen coach right there.
Yeah, the the Red Sox bats are alive right now. I'll give you that.
Again, I'm not expecting it to happen 92 times this year. I will take 80, 81 and be happy with it. Hell, if they get to 79 games this year, I'll be ecstatic. Now, the league did not vote on the kickoff rule change proposal on Monday morning, though a vote can still be held on Tuesday. So we'll see what happens there. If they keep tweaking with the kickoff rules, you might as well just go ahead and say, hey, scored the touchdown. Don't even worry about kickoffs. We're just going to start at the 25. I mean, what's the point anymore? Kickers on kickoffs, 90% of the time are kicking touchbacks. So it's like, what's the point of the gunners running downfield?
True.
So, right. Let me see here. Come on. Switch over. I don't know why it's being so slow. There we go.
Yeah, I've been having a hard time with my internet here lately. So,
well,
I was doing an interview with Steve about his Scoutmaster being the BTK killer, and half through the.
Did you guys watch the Nickelodeon documentary?
Oh, not yet. I'm saving that.
Dude, I only saw part of it. I watched most of the episode where Drake Bell was in it. Bro, I was watching that with the girls, and like the next day, Steve from Blue's Clues came out and did a video talking to the 90s kids, asking how we were all doing. Dude, I was a grown ass man in the 90s. I still felt that shit.
Right?
Like Steve's the one dude that I would trust, right?
Yeah.
So let me over here. That there. All right. So I just sent Colin the link. He should be on here in just a few minutes. And it has been quiet with the exception of Maria making that excuse as to why she can't actively, listen at the beginning of the show. I mean, she made that at 7:31 and it's now 8:30, 8:29. So it's almost
that is a full hour of excuse.
I mean, we were up to 5 viewers at one point. I'm just like,
imagine once we hit double digits, man.
Once we hit double digits, man, that's
that's when we know we made it.
Yeah.
I just may lose colon control and just Oh, who am I kidding? No, I would never do that. All right. Damn. One out. Runners on second and third still.
Hang on, guys. I don't know if somebody is like throwing a ball against a wall or if there's like a fallujah going on outside. Give me a minute.
Okay.
Hey, keep your head down, dude. Low profile. Fucking crazy.
How is it going to be?
Guy?
Hello.
Hello.
We will start your intro here in just a moment. Chris is verifying as to whether or not he has active gunfire outside of his apartment. Good old San Antonio.
Yeah. No, it's pretty bad. When I was in Bahrain, I was talking to one of the medics.
Mm-hmm.
And I told him, I was like, hey, so you coming here, is it gonna, you going into the war zone and everything, you think it's gonna be rough? I was like, dude, I did Wolf for All in San Antonio, and they would like push us out.
David's internet. Look, David's
fellas.
Look,
I thought it was my internet.
no, look at David. David's frozen. Check him out.
That's awesome.
Because he was telling you, he goes, yeah.
It's some late night maintenance or emergency repairs going on because it's a hammer and drills. But in here, all I heard was bang, 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 bang. So it sounded.
Dude, it was storming bad.
Oh,
yesterday.
I know. I called you yesterday because my phone was blowing up with.
There was hail. Like there was like that big.
So like golf ball size hail.
Yeah, it rained pretty good last night. I don't know if we had hail.
Oh, David's gone. Oh, did David have to reboot?
Oh,
what?
Do you wait? Who has the recording? Do you?
Oh, we're still live.
Okay. Good.
That
worried me a little bit.
Really evil.
David's gonna rejoin us, keep him in the backstage the entire time.
Right?
He would.
That's hilarious. Oh, I found some new sounds, Colin. There's what's the word for it though, Chris?
Bird. The bird's a word. Bird. The bird is a word.
Yeah. We weren't even 30 seconds into the show. We dropped that on David.
Immediately.
And then David started talking about, how David makes things really awkward. We were just kind of like,
Brian, spit on me.
So David just texted and said
internet went down, just went down one sec.
One sec. And my reply, wait, you left? When did that happen?
Hold on. Here we go.
I'll just pop it back in.
Get on it.
Try that again.
Good God.
Spit on me.
That might actually work. Oh God. So bad.
Go ahead, crack it up, Scoot.
Fucking sneaky bastard.
I will give David some props though, because during the green room portion pre-show, I played that soundbite just that I just played, and he goes, "Is that Johnny Dangerously?" I'm like, Very good. Wow.
I love that movie.
Johnny Dangerously, but you don't get Big Lebowski?
Never seen Big Lebowski.
Hell.
Fucking
I don't know, man.
embarrassing.
Fucking spare parts, man.
Okay. So now that Colin is with us, are we ready for his segment?
We are.
Yeah.
Here we are, rising from the smoke and haze of desolation. It's much too foggy. But it's a Ronin, bent on wrongdoing that which has been said right. But here, for your ears and your eyes, even to feast upon. I mean, it's somebody's genetic code. But ladies, gentlemen, angry faithful, all ages, it's that time again for Joke Time with Colin.
I want to clarify. I have one joke for tonight.
Well, it better be a banger then.
Oh, it is.
Oh, he's promising smoke, everybody. Okay.
That was
Here
some
we go.
confidence right there.
Why did Helen Keller's dog run away?
Oh, God.
Wouldn't you if your name was Onion?
Oh, God.
Yes. Oh, yes. That's what we expect. That's what keeps us coming back every week.
Oh, my God. Yes.
He promised and he delivered. Absolutely.
Yes. Oh, my
Absolutely. Well done, sir.
God. I mean,
That was a good one.
oh, man.
Yes.
I like where this is going. Giggity, giggity, giggity.
Wow. I am so proud.
Oh man, it was the build up, the delivery, everything. It was on point, man. That was
Absolute fire tonight. So
that's where the bar is. You
fire.
need to be there every week. That's where the bar is from now on.
Yeah. Which brings to mind, I've always wondered this, right? Like, so you're engaged in coitus with a deaf girl, right? If you tie her hands up, how is she supposed to moan?
Oh, watch. I hope they serve beer in hell. First scene.
That would be interesting. Would she actually be signing during?
No. She screams. You heal yourself.
I am in the natural. I am aware, okay, that ASL is not used to communicate 100% of the time. I am aware.
I would like to learn sign language.
I am aware.
That'd be something though.
Anyways,
It's just like right in the middle of it. She just stops and just like.
I mean, it's more of a.
Dude,
It's an organized
I'm
groan.
the only one that saw that, and that was fucking hilarious.
I mean, you can say a lot with a thumbs up,
Or that's where it's, or you want to go.
Think something like, okay, I'm trying to I'm trying to quantify this here.
You're really good. It's a double thumbs up. You get the double barrel.
It's more of like, okay, so
Would a high five be sufficient? I don't know.
Or would it be,
What's the etiquette here? I don't know.
it's a new definition.
Hero 6. No, it would be like Big Hero 6. You'd be like, boom, la 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 la. It's more okay. So you know what people sound like when they've got a cold or the allergies are just kicking their ass, right?
Yeah.
they all sound like this a little bit. Yeah, just imagine that, David. If you're going to try to pull up a scene from that movie, please don't. I don't want to get a slap on the wrist because you decided to play something copyrighted.
No.
You say no. I don't feel like that was a no.
Yeah,
Because you're still typing.
You keep saying this word, but I don't think you understand what it means.
He probably doesn't know what that is either.
Keeps looking up and it's like,
I'm saying he's looking something up. He says no, and then he keeps doing it. So I feel like something bad.
I'm just hoping I can find it. Because no, it was a skit, and
yes, David, we know that it's. What was that?
I have no idea.
What the hell are you looking up?
Right? Like, seriously?
I'm speechless. I don't even know what the hell to say now.
Oh man. Okay, here. Hold on. This is what you're looking for, David. Here, hold on. We're just gonna play the audio here. Hold on a second. Man, that's terrible sound. That is terrible sound. Ugh. Shame on you, Facebook. It's there's a YouTube search, right? This video's got 80,000 plus views. It's deaf, sex, and communication.
I think
It's
that's
a
the one.
It's a 4-minute, 49-second video.
No, that's not mine. The one I'm looking for. Because basically what she's doing is she's like, talk dirty to me, talk dirty to me, talk dirty to me. And she's like, oh, I'm sorry, hold on. And she taps the shoulder, and there's a guy on the back end. He's like, hey, can you tell him to dirty to me?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
You're done in the whore.
Hold on a second. What is this? Yes, view content. No. Damn it. Like, really? Yeah, sure. Why not? Here, let's do this. Well, now I this has to be a thing now.
We'll make it a thing.
Hold on, I'm working on it. Did you hear that?
No.
Hold on. I gotta get it to start up again. There we go.
What the hell? What the?
Sorry.
We're just gonna throw that with no context.
It was a video.
Nope, let it stand as is. We don't need context. Just let it stand. We're just gonna bask. We're basking. Just bask. Context would only ruin it. I don't know. I don't know.
I think that
And just like that,
there
he's gone
without regard
or care for your moral well-being. You, unfortunately, have been witness to yet another traumatic episode of this guy's genetic code assaulting your soul without consent. It's so violent. I just don't know what to do. But ladies, gentlemen, again, angry faithful of all ages, this was joke time with Colin.
I thought we lost Chris for a second. He finally just like, fuck this shit. I'm done.
Colin, I am sorry for hijacking your segment like that. I am really, really sorry.
I zoned out like halfway through you guys talking about whatever you guys were talking about.
We don't even know what we were talking about.
Yeah, it devolved into something.
I was looking on the YouTube to see how many people are watching right now. So.
Yeah.
And then I scrolled down, and it's like there's this video of you with your like long beard. It's at the post.
Oh, really? Okay. Oh, that's right. We did a show. We did a What the Hell from the American Legion post in Wichita Falls.
The barbecue composition.
That was 2 years ago.
Yeah, it was the barbecue comp. It was the first barbecue competition.
No, it wasn't 2 years ago. That was 3.
Yeah, it was. Video says 2 years.
Was yeah, it was.
That's crazy.
Oh, that time flies, right?
Jeez.
Sorry, my dudes. Just got done. Did I miss joke time? Damn it. Yes, you did.
Oh, you missed a doozy too.
Oof.
You missed a really good one. He was in rare form tonight.
But just for you, Colin can, if he feels like it, if he feels like he needs to indulge, to include you, so we meet our equal opportunity quota, he can retell the joke. A special one-time Maria encore.
Why did Helen Keller's dog run away? Wouldn't you if your name was Daniel?
It's still
good. It's still
it still works so well.
Oh my god.
Fantastic.
Oh man. I love this kid. Love this kid to death. All right, so there was a road race in Texas this weekend at the Circuit of the Americas.
Sure was.
William Byron won the cup race on Sunday, picking up his second win of the year, definitely locking himself into the playoffs. Kyle Larson won the Xfinity race at COTA this weekend. So, there's that. They announced you're going to start seeing announcements for special paint schemes, throwback paint schemes. Our viewership jumped up to 5 all of a sudden.
Damn. See what Colin's jokes do?
Yeah. Tell him again.
Look at that. Oh,
Colin's
they dropped
jokes
down to
bring
3.
all the boys to the. Oh.
Yeah, like hat, like.
He brings all the boys to the yard, but he cannot keep them there.
I'm just trying to figure out how to spell that for next week's hashtag of. No, next week's hashtag is going to just be hashtag Helen Keller's dog.
There you go. Everybody tried to search up doing a research project on Helen Keller's. Hey, what the fuck? Where the hell did that come from?
Colin, what the hell, dude?
I'm scrolling on Twitter.
All right.
That was your first mistake.
I'm going to send this to you guys here. Hold on. Yeah, there you go.
Where did you send it to?
I sent it to our group text. Be sure to note the time of the joke. Yeah. Well, we're back up to 4. Ooh, let's put a crooked number up there. Like, I can't. I can't even right now. Oh, let's see if I can present this here. Hold on just a moment.
I mean, where's Fluffer when you really need him?
Right?
Yeah.
Stop sharing. Okay.
Although, like, let's be honest here. If we're just being, we're being honest. Like, that's a hell of a deal for $1.50. I'm just throwing it out there. I'm just saying.
Yeah. I mean,
that is a hell of a deal for $1.50.
Yeah. It's the pre-show text group, not messenger group, Maria, but yeah. Oh God. Colin. Sitting there blowing my phone up here. Hold on just a second. What?
Right?
No. Okay. All right. Colin coming in hot with these text messages tonight, man. Yeah. The next race is going to be the Toyota Owners 400 from Richmond Raceway. It's going to be Sunday the 31st. It's going to be a 6 o'clock Central Time, 6 o'clock p.m. start because it's going to be a night race. It's going to be on Fox, MRN, which is the Motor Racing Network, or SiriusXM on your SiriusXM app or radio. Richmond's always been a good time, to go and watch a race from Richmond. Realize it's the banana bandana. Very nice. Banana bandana. But you're giving off the bad dude in
John Claude.
He's trying to say I'm giving off bad dude vibes from the John Claude Van Damme movies.
The real question about that text: what exactly is that splatter? The Nickelodeon splatter,
right? And then, all right. So when you watch the Quiet on Set docuseries,
I do really want to watch it.
Then look at the Nickelodeon logo that's shaped like a foot. Suddenly becomes
Dan Schneider. Yeah, I know he's got a foot.
Yeah,
thing.
so Maria, there's a docuseries that's out on Peacock right now. Wow. It just dawned on me the irony of that.
I just realized what you said. What do you mean?
David, will you post those two pictures that I just sent you guys into the group message on Messenger, so that way Maria can participate? Because for whatever reason, our screen sharing abilities has gone away. Mine has, at least.
What's strange? What's strange is Steve didn't have a problem.
And is he using Firefox?
Yeah, he's doing the same thing I was doing.
I don't know. I'm kind of irritated about it, though. I even updated Firefox, so I don't know. I may have to uninstall it and reinstall it. I don't know, man. Anyways, so Quiet on Set is a docuseries made talking about the
shenanigans,
the evil shenanigans of the producer of the staff. Oh, there's got to be a better word for that. The film crew at Nickelodeon Studios back in the 80s and 90s.
Ramrodded by Dan Schneider, who was
and
All of it.
Boy, that was hard to watch, man.
Just Dan Schneider by himself was bad enough. And then you realize exactly how widespread it was.
Yeah. I mean, now I have not watched every episode of it yet. I don't know. Just to kind of lighten the mood and find something, because over the last year, the girls have roped me into Grey's Anatomy. So they started over from like the very first episode, and we watched every stinking season and up into the new season that premiered last week. But now that Grey's Anatomy is back to being a weekly thing instead of a nightly thing, we finally started Suits on Netflix.
That's not a bad one,
dude. I have loved every like clip of that I've seen on Netflix, or TikTok.
Yeah,
and finally getting to watch it. Dude, I absolutely love that show.
It's good. I haven't actually seen the show, but again, like you said, every clip I've seen of it has been pretty good.
I mean, and the fact that Gina Torres from Firefly is in it,
yeah,
that's all I needed.
Oh yeah, in it, she's like in charge, isn't she? The boss.
She is the boss lady. Yeah. But yeah. Now, okay. So I tried to talk about this with David a little bit pre-show. I was completely bored out of my skull, and I watched the take of Roadhouse on Prime today. Before you say anything, do not pass judgment. Wait until I speak.
I just know myself. Morbid curiosity is going to get the best of me sooner or later.
And that's all that it was. I was just like, what time is it? I've got time. Sure, why not? I'm not doing anything else. So I watched it. I mean, it was okay. I wasn't overly impressed.
It was a decent movie.
Okay, now, David, I'm going to try to quantify and defend that statement. I don't know how successful I'm going to be. So let's just pretend that we live in a hypothetical universe where friction does not exist and everything travels in a straight line. The fact that you said that it was a decent movie, you said?
Yeah.
Right? Those were your words? Okay. You're freezing again, and I'm loving the snapshot that you're getting.
Fantastic. I love that. I want that as my new wallpaper.
It should be the title of the episode. David's internet's acting up again.
The one word.
David's internet's got more stop and starts than his clap does. I don't know if I can continue with trying to defend his statement because I don't know if he's actually still here or not.
Yeah, there he is.
Yeah, David, you still here?
Yeah, I'm still here.
Okay, all right. Well, we're just going to be able to stare at that freeze-framed face. Just thank God you didn't have like this. He said, Maria says yes, very innocent looking with the quotation marks and a little girlish. Someone should screenshot it.
Screenshot. That's going to be our thumbnail. Are you kidding me?
Yeah. Chris, do like a print screen of that real quick because screenshotting on a Mac is like trying to do a 64 hit combo on Killer Instinct. Is so many buttons.
Let's see if I figure out how. I've never print on this. Hang on. I don't know if I have a. There it is.
Yeah. There you go. Ta-da! Or Colin, you could take a picture of it with your brand new fancy phone. Take a picture of the screen and then send it to me. That would be great. Yeah. Just Maria screenshotted it. Just zoom in on David's face. That would be awesome.
Let's see if it took.
I'm gonna meme the shit out of this. He's got that pose that he's got in his thumbnail. Is the
It honestly has the deer in a headlight look.
it is. It's the moments before a facial look. That's what that is. That's the accidental facial, like pre-splash look. That's what that is.
Johnny, text me your email address.
Okay. Oh shit! All right, let me see here. There it is.
She added it to those guys.
Ooh, Trevor Story hit a 2-run home run. Top of the 7th. Rangers are now trailing 6-1.
Damn sure did.
Okay. I'm sorry. I can't get past the frozen screen. Okay, because I almost forgot what I was trying to do. Okay. So in a universe where friction does not exist and everything travels in a straight line and momentum goes forever. Okay. So that was quality camera work, Colin, by the way. If you had not ever seen the original Roadhouse, you had never witnessed a Family Guy episode where Peter Griffin says, Roadhouse, Roadhouse. I could see where this would be considered maybe a B-rate movie, maybe a low A. It wasn't so horrendous. I mean, to give Amazon Studios some kind of credit here, they at the very least did not try to reinvent.
The fuck was that?
I don't know.
No idea
What
what
was that noise?
I think that
was that you, Chris?
I think it was me.
Okay. But they didn't try to reinvent the wheel. They came at it with almost a newish spin on the story. They didn't try to go for any of the nostalgia. They didn't have people like Sam Elliott come up in there or anything, or anybody that starred in the original. How can I sum this up here? Florida Man meets
Fuck it.
MMA.
Florida Man
meets
MMA.
Florida Man, Miami Vice, cutting room floor footage meets MMA.
That's weird.
No, not Miami Vice. All right. Take the you've seen The Rock's remake of Walking Tall, right?
Yeah. I actually
take that storyline and move it to Florida.
God, you're right.
I don't know if that makes it better or worse.
The only thing that saved Walking Tall was Neil McDonough.
True.
And
talking about had Johnny Knoxville.
And that too. Yeah, it did. But it definitely wasn't The Rock. I mean, I'm sorry. I don't see Dwayne Johnson being a Ranger.
Special Forces. All right.
Let me God. I worked so hard for that beret. Shut up. What can I say? But hey, you're welcome. See what I did there? I'm sorry. I cannot get over this freeze frame of David. It's just so great. It's awesome. You know what that face? I'm going to post that face on Reddit. I'm going to see if we can get some I'm going to see if we can get some tributes.
Yes. Yes.
Yeah. Okay. I'm sorry.
So
Terrible.
You honestly don't want to have that kind of crazy.
Really? So there is a line. That's the one.
He said kinda, so it wasn't a no.
I want you to know what you're going into.
It was more of a soft maybe. It wasn't a no.
Yeah, it wasn't a no, it was a soft maybe.
Right. But I mean, it wasn't a terrible movie. Okay. Jake Gyllenhaal definitely worked out for this movie for show. Conor McGregor, don't quit your day job. That's all I'm gonna say. Like, yikes. Oof. I saw a TikTok yesterday. It said Conor McGregor's scenes in Roadhouse summed up in 10 seconds, right? Or in 60 seconds. It was just like, the fuck we got here, lads. That's basically all it was. I mean, this was more about, I mean, from the moment that Conor McGregor, made the appearance on screen, it was all about showcasing his new physique. Like he's trying to qualify for that for that higher weight class kind of a thing. Dude got big.
there was a TikTok I saw where it was like it's Conor McGregor's appearance in Roadhouse, and it just has him where he's just gorilla walking the whole time.
Yeah, that's all the fuck he does. Yeah, that's all he does, man.
You're trying a little too hard there, man. Come on. I get it. You lifted some. Okay.
Oh, and there's Maria bringing in the female perspective. Jake can work out all kinds of things.
Except scratching his back.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean,
Can't
trust me. Like, that scene where in the movie where he's got his shirt off and he's doing the UFC weigh-in, right? And he's doing this like the flex pose.
Yeah.
There's a freaking pimple on his back. And I'm like, dude, I just want to fucking pop it, dude. Like I want to make a YouTube video of just that. Yeah, just I know. At this point, we've just kind of ignored David's pose.
It's there, but it's not there.
That better be from now on. That's all we need. Just don't even use the camera. Just use that. That's it. That's all we need.
I mean, that's the
no.
And used to make before they got kicked off the Bang Bus.
Johnny. First of all, that's fucking hilarious. Second of all, you need to print that what I gave you, the screenshot there, and on the days that David is not here, that's what goes like on the wall next to you there, just so we can have him with us in our hearts and minds.
Yes. Okay. That will.
Don't be jealous.
I am not salty. I am not jealous of Jake Gyllenhaal. I mean, Heath Ledger couldn't quit him, so what chance do I stand?
Oh my god, that Wyoming air! I'm telling you.
Right. You know what surprised me the most about that movie was that everybody was making that huge stink about it. See what I did there? Are we still using phrasing?
Figuratively killing me.
Oh my gosh, that is awesome. Oh my god, here. Where's it at? Where's it at? Where's it at? There. Yeah, there we go. Okay. Sorry. Oh, there's just so many to choose from. Where is it at? Wait a minute. Hold on here.
Get it printed out and post it in the background.
Lana. 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 Lana!
What? Danger zone.
I do that to my son all the time. He absolutely hates me for it.
Oh, that's so good. Okay. Damn, I've completely forgotten what I was going to say. But yes, I will print that up. That will be an 8x10. I will put it in a frame and it'll go here. Right here.
On the days that David is not with us, that's the
On David, on days the days that we are sans David.
We'll never be without David again.
Right?
Yeah.
Are you ready to land this plane?
Old.
Oh my gosh. Yep. I mean, David's a good guy and all, but I mean,
I wish to amend my previous statement.
yes.
All right, ready to land this plane?
Oh, really? Boo. Boo.
It's just the stuck screen is probably burning him. It's just burning.
Actually, I don't have a stuck screen. I'm looking on it in the live on YouTube, and yes, I have a stuck screen there. But for me right now, it's just blank. So
it matches the rest of your thought process.
yes, absolutely.
404 error not found. And we'd like to welcome you who
all the new people that just tuned in for the first time.
They were searching out hashtag daddy issues on Twitter. they came across our show. Oh yeah. Yeah, no,
I'm sorry.
No, go ahead. Oh yeah, welcome in. I'm sorry. Absolutely. I apologize.
For nothing, because we're not changing anything.
Nope, we are who we are. Yeah. Unapologetically American and patriot. Okay. That alone would get us canceled. It's sad.
Yeah.
Go ahead. No. Fine.
No,
I'll do it.
I was breathing. I was taking.
Wait. What are you? Breathe when you're dead.
Yeah, I just saw this
Ladies and
video
gentlemen, boys,
of
girls,
Cat
angry,
House.
faithful of all ages. David, I promise. Quit.
Shut up,
talking
Meg.
over me. Oh my God. Ladies and gentlemen, let me try this again for the thrice time. You have been privy. You have been indentured. You've been, well, I would say almost forced, but yet here we are, laughing, smiling, virtually arm in arm. You have been witness to episode 154 of this great American, do we call it a saga? I think so. Episode 154 of Nerd Sports. Thank you for tuning in, allowing us to make another attempt at turning our advocation into a vocation. Yeah, that's what I'm going to go with.
Slowly but
And
surely.
as always, I'm Johnny Skelton.
I'm David Dickerman.
I am Chris Jacka.
Colin Skelton.
Thank you again. And Cesar me timbers are.
Laters.